on Nvidia, the recovery the stock has made, do you think it's really genuine after the kind of correction we witnessed in the last 3 months of the calendar year?
I think it's genuine because everyone's looking ahead to Rubin after Blackwell. I think that's what's got people excited now. I think the stock, just in the last 6 months, it's sort of treaded water. So I think it's ready, it's poised for kind of another breakout here. It's not tremendously expensive on a forward PE basis, at least on a historical basis. It's sort of like somewhere sort of in the mean forward PE kind of range right now. And despite the fact that some people come on your show and claim that there's an AI bubble, there really hasn't been in Nvidia, and there hasn't been in a lot of other AI-related stocks, certainly not names like Dell or HP. Maybe you could argue Palantir as sort of bubblish, but they've always kind of traded, at this kind of extended level. So I think Nvidia, there hasn't been a lot of focus on it. We haven't seen people gathering in New York City bars watching the earnings reports like we did maybe, I think that was 6 months ago. So I think we'll see what comes from the symposium talk today with Jensen. But I think this is a stock which I am long, and I still think, could surprise and have another very strong year. Maybe not a 150% year, but, another strong year this year.
Shares of the massive artificial intelligence company Nvidia are recovering at a critical level after a decline. Does that indicate that it's time to purchase or sell Nvidia stock? Following CEO Jensen Huang's keynote speech at SAY 2025 on Tuesday, Nvidia's stock fell. However, it indicates that the stock is staying steady at a crucial level, its 50-day moving average. In the price performance database, the stock has outperformed 93% of other equities. The fact that volume is starting to rise indicates that funds are intervening to acquire shares. However, fund participation remains low based on its accumulation distribution rating of D. Price and volume movements over the last 13 weeks are measured by the rating. A new high has been reached by the relative strength line, which contrasts the stock with the S&P 500 index. When the company is trading close to a purchase point, the indicator, which compares the stock to the S&P 500, shows a 52-week high for the line. So, what implications does this have for Nvidia's stock? Let's explore that. But first, a big thank you to those of you who've stuck with us this far. Creating these videos takes significant effort and dedication, so if you're enjoying the content, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts on Nvidia stock in the comments. Your support truly helps us grow. Now, let's get back to the video.
Absolutely right. I mean, I think the event overall was kind of very upbeat. I think Jensen Huang, as far as kind of his keynote presentation is concerned, really kind of touted really three opportunities out there for AI and NVIDIA itself, kind of those three opportunities being agentic AI. And we do actually think 2025 is going to be the year of AI agents, or at least the start of AI agents. And then, of course, the other two were self-driving cars, which he actually think is going to be the kind of the first $1 trillion opportunity on the robotics side. And then finally, the robotics humanoids opportunity out there. And he kind of unveiled a number of kind of software, hardware capabilities. On the software side of things, I think kind of the big takeaway was the Cosmos platform, which is going to kind of help make kind of developing kind of these humanoids a lot more kind of cost efficient in nature. And of course, they announced a number of new things on the hardware side of things, specifically as it relates to the gaming side. But all that said, I think you kind of had a sell the news type of event yesterday on the fact that, listen, it really is kind of the consumer electronics show. So there wasn't really kind of much talk on the data center side of things, which is nearly 90% of their revenue. And then, of course, you kind of look at kind of the buildup kind of into the event. I think it was only kind of right for the stock to really sell off, especially given the fact that they didn't update guidance when kind of analysts on a call the following day asked about it.
King Lip, partner and chief strategist at Baker Avenue Wealth Management, spoke on CNBC's Closing Bell to talk about market prospects heading into 2025. He concentrated on the remarkable 2024 performance of tech companies, which were predicted to see double-digit gains for a second year in a row. Lip disagreed with the general belief among investors that funds should switch to smaller businesses or other themes because large tech had peaked. He said that technical rebalancing, not a fundamental slump, is mostly to blame for the IT sector's recent deterioration. He underlined that since leading tech stocks are expected to generate the biggest profit growth in 2025, an expected 20% increase in earnings, cash is likely to return to these stocks. Lip retorted that many prices are still within one standard deviation of their historical averages over the last 10 years, notwithstanding the tech sector's high valuations, especially for large-cap stocks selling at forward earnings multiples between 32 and 35 times. He emphasized that the MAG7 are well-positioned for future growth and have continuously produced high returns. Lip praised Broadcom's management under Hock Tan and its distinct position in the industry as a supplier of specialized AI chips, identifying it as a top stock. He pointed out that while seeing significant growth, the company operates at a lower earnings multiple. For the business, the Blackwell architecture, led by the flagship GB200 GPU, represents a major technological breakthrough. Data center expansion has been driven by strong demand for Blackwell and Hopper systems, with H200 GPU sales hitting double-digit billions. Its record revenue of $35.1 billion in Q3 2024 was a 94% year-over-year gain. At $30.8 billion, the data center segment grew 112%. To stay informed about the latest developments from Nvidia and the ever-changing stock market, consider subscribing to our investing tutorial channel. We provide daily updates on significant market shifts and key catalysts, so hit that subscribe button to ensure you never miss crucial information. We'd love to hear your thoughts on Nvidia stock, so please share your opinions in the comments below. Now, let's dive into today's video.
Echo then kind of the sentiment that we shared prior to this, which is with the run-up in shares and say like in Nvidia, it was setting up for this type of reaction regardless of what came out of it. I guess that's what I'm hearing from you. So even though on the margins, some cool stuff we heard here, some interesting things to focus on, a little bit of a pullback in the shares, not necessarily a giant surprise. I want to get your thoughts on something a little bit more broadly here with Nvidia and kind of the role it's playing now as we look ahead. IMO see Nvidia in many ways kind of playing kingmaker for some of these other companies that are maybe just outside of your coverage universe. For example, they come out and they talk about, I think it was a partnership with Aurora Innovation and this Arbe, which is a radar company, I believe, out of Israel. And they're basically saying, hey, we're focusing on self-driving car, autonomous driving. But then it was Jensen saying, quantum computing is like 20 years away, and all those stocks go down. Is that something that we can expect more of, where names like Nvidia are going to kind of shift where the market focuses?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're onto something there. I think you're right. I mean, when you kind of think about, specifically what, how important Nvidia really is to kind of the AI ecosystem here, right? I mean, they are really kind of the enablers of AI. And when you kind of look at all the opportunities that we're going to see, not only over the next 12 to 18 months, but over the next 5 to 10 years, it all really starts and ends with an Nvidia. I mean, we kind of hear about kind of some of these companies out there focusing on custom silicon chips and what have you, and there's a place in the market for all of that, especially as you kind of start moving to on-device AI. But as far as kind of the growth opportunities out there is concerned, how markets are going to kind of open up here, not only within tech, but as you kind of start looking outside of tech in these kind of addressable markets, other segments of the markets, whether it be kind of healthcare, industrials, and what have you, autonomous cars. Nvidia, their processors are going to play a big role in all of that, and specifically what they create on the software side of things is going to open up a lot of opportunities here, and that's going to kind of create new opportunities for companies not named Nvidia, whether it be, again, on the tech side of things or outside of tech, that are kind of taking advantage of kind of some of the capabilities that Nvidia is creating out there. So I would absolutely.
Over the previous 3 years, its GPU income increased by 67% yearly. Although there are worries about big tech's volatility in AI expenditure, the quick development of AI models calls for more processing capacity. For example, between versions 3 and 4, Meta's Llama model needed a 10-fold increase in processing power. Nvidia is the main provider of this processing power, holding a 90% market share. It is a very promising stock because of its strong market position, cutting-edge technology, and outstanding financial performance. Nvidia is currently up almost 150% so far this year. Over the past year, Nvidia's valuation has more than tripled, making it the biggest gainer in the S&P 500. Less than 4 months after surpassing the $2 trillion threshold, its market value reached an astounding $3 trillion in June. The market is still being driven by enthusiasm for all things AI, particularly for the main chip manufacturer whose goods are crucial to the operation of AI technology. Nvidia's sales and profitability last quarter exceeded Wall Street's projections for the 6th consecutive quarter. In just the second quarter, the stock increased by +37%. The Dutch government and Nvidia signed a hardware and technology expertise agreement on Thursday regarding a possible artificial intelligence (AI) facility. The Netherlands wants to build a center for an artificial intelligence supercomputer that might aid in research and development. The Dutch government has set aside $210 million for AI initiatives in 2024. Reports that the Biden administration was considering more semiconductor penalties against both friends and non-allies before handing the reins over to the Trump administration on January 20 coincided with the Nvidia deal. According to Bloomberg, which cited anonymous people with knowledge of the situation, Washington may implement 3 levels of chip restrictions. Don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your input helps create a more knowledgeable community where we can all learn and grow together in the world of investing. Stay up to date with the latest market trends, insights, and key updates by subscribing to Investing Tutorial. We're here to help you make smarter investment decisions and stay ahead of the curve.